Okay, yeah, like that. Okay, this is my Bubble Ghost tutorial. Coughing Rocks in chat says hi, by the way. And so I'm just basically going to run down all of the strats for the all levels. And also in levels that have warps, I'll run down the strategies for those. Whoa! The music. Anyway. But yeah, anyway. So basically this is just basic level. So basically just need to move the ghost around and blow the bubble in a certain direction. Whoa. Let's time better. So okay, this is the first this is the first level where there's something to it. So the beginner strat is just kind of to blow that out, then blow the bubble to the end, like that. And one way to do it, another way, slightly faster way to do it is to. I'm actually messing it up. A slightly faster way to do it is to like blow it a little bit, then blow it out. That's a little bit faster because the bubble already is a little bit way toward the goal. But the most optimal strat is, let me stay closer to it. But yeah, the most optimal strat is to you're seeing what I'm trying to do. Is to blow it out as you're going to the goal. That saves it like probably about half a second or so. Don't really have much of this stuff timed out. So, trying to get like good timing for it. So basically, I guess you want to be kind of like you need to get a bit inside the bubble, but not so much that you actually change the direction you're blowing in. So hot forward is similar. Like it pretty much works the same way, but the only difference is in this one, it doesn't save quite as much time to actually do the quickest strat, the most optimal strat, because you actually have to blow the bubble down a bit. So generally in real runs, in that level, I personally just do the strat where like you do that. So okay. So in Hall 5, there's two ways you can do that. I accidentally loaded today. Well, I guess we're doing this level again. Let's see that turning it up. Or no. So okay. So in Hall 5, there are two strategies you can do. First, I guess intended strat is to blow out the fan so you can go, and even then you can mess it up, I guess. But yeah, just blow the fan out, then go up. That's actually not too bad of a strategy. It's not, but another way you can do it is to just totally skip the fan. You need to blow in a very specific way like that. But unless you do it really optimally, it won't save more than like half a second to a second. So, I mean, I don't think it's too hard a strat, but it's not like, if you can't get it, it doesn't really save too much time. But I generally go for it because I get it most of the time. But if you don't do it optimally, you can even lose time. I guess I'm trying to show it optimally. Yeah, and stuff like that kind of, that'll just make you lose time. So I guess that's pretty much optimal for that. Okay, 39,950. See if I can increase that to 40,000. I usually use like the score as an indicator of how I'm doing throughout the game. Like the faster you go, the more points you'll get through the levels. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go on no matter what that was. So okay. Hall 6. So the easiest strat is to just go up like this. guess just wait on that and then go. Like, that's not too... So, if you do that, you get, like... Okay, 46,190. But another strategy you can do for this is to actually take the lower path. But it can be really hard to actually do that. A slightly safer way to do it is to wait another cycle like that. But sometimes it can even be, like, that's still a bit hard. It's not too bad to do it that way, though. And you still save most of the time if you wait an extra cycle there. Like an extra spike cycle as it's going in and going out. Okay, that's the most optimal. Well, yeah, it's possible. It does take some practice, though. So, I'm trying to see, like... I'm not remembering what the fastest cycle was, because it's so long since I played this. Ugh. Okay, another annoying thing about this... Okay, I'm just doing the normal strats. Yeah, So... Well, I guess I'll get into hitboxes later, but hitboxes can be kind of a thing in this game. Okay, yeah, the normal strat, like the... It's a lot easier to do that when you don't care about making the earliest cycle. Wait, no. Actually, I think, like, the way I did it, like, the way I made the save state, like, I'm not going to be able to get the best cycle there. So that's probably why I'm not getting it any. But yeah, that's the most optimal cycle to get. And that's how you would want to do it. Yeah, I guess I'd say for that, just the beginner strats to go up, and then the intermediate strat would just be to, like, wait another cycle, but the most optimal strat would be to just get on the first cycle. Okay, well, I guess on that level, like, making the cycle there with the thing that toggles can be kind of hard. Okay, I'm actually just going to die intentionally so I can explain this more. So... Basically, you just want to blow it in such a way that you can get a perfect diagonal here. That can be kind of precise, though, so... If it looks like you're not going to make it, like, you'll need to just blow it back down, or you'll need to blow it to the right or back up. It's like there... Okay, that works, too. That's probably, like if I would have blown it... Like, it would have been any more to the right when I started blowing it diagonally. It wouldn't have worked. See how that is. Yeah, like that would be an example of what would be too far to blow it to the right. Okay, and the key thing about this game, the movement can be really annoying. And you need to make sure not to do that also, like blow too long so it starts going the opposite direction. Like, for example, this, I know that wouldn't work. Yeah, that was too far to the left. So basically for those two things I did, like, you just need to take the range of those and don't... Like, that... Like, those both almost seemed... Like, the one that was too much to the right and the one that was too much left, that seemed almost it. But yeah, that's about how you want to blow it. That way I just did there. So, stage 9... Okay, this is... Okay, yeah, actually do a diagonal there at the beginning is most optimal. And you just want to blow on that trumpet to cause the snake to fall asleep. And that top path is impossible. Literally. Like, not even the task can do it. So... Wait, why am I showing the advanced strat? I should, like... So, first, like, the easiest strat for this is to, like, just blow it down this way. The top path. Because, like, the top path, like, the size, like... It's easier to get the bubble inside the top path without it popping. But you may want to do the bottom path. But the bottom path is quite a little bit faster. And one thing worth noting is that the bottom of the bubble's hitbox is is pretty generous. The hitbox ends like farther away, like the whole bottom of the bubbles hitbox doesn't actually, or the whole bottom of the bubbles sprite doesn't actually like hurt it. Like you can the bottom bubble can literally be touching the bottom bubble can actually be touching an object and it won't pop. Well, good luck coughing. But yeah, this level can be really hard. Yeah, something like that can happen. So you generally want to wait there a little while for it to be optimal, but it's still possible to do it quickly, like I was trying to do there. But it's a lot more precise. And you kind of need to play with the spike hitboxes also. So, actually, no. Actually, waiting in edge cycle is actually a little bit dangerous too, because there's really no way to actually stop the bubble as it's moving. Okay, I probably want more lives actually. Yeah, that's an example of how the bottom of the bubbles hitbox isn't actually doesn't always get hurt. So this is just okay. This is actually a good introduction to cycles. You see the bonus bar on the bottom of the screen. Every 4 ticks, it'll toggle between being all the cycles of the lasers will toggle between being on and being off, and that'll actually come in handy for a later level in this game. But there's really no real hard cycle to make. It's pretty much impossible to make the first cycle, or to actually skip a cycle for what you'd get playing casually. And so, yeah, you can tickle that elephant. It's important to do that. I think the run's actually invalid if you don't. Ignoring the fact that my runs don't do that. Okay, I should probably actually reset because this is kind of an interesting level. So, basically the way I did this level is... So, when it's one away from being in its fully extended state, I start blowing the bubble. No. About here, I start blowing the bubble, and then I stop, and then I try to be a little bit closer to the right of the spike because the right of the bubbles hitbox also isn't fully there. The bubble sprite is actually a little it's a little bigger than what the hitbox actually is. So I generally try to be closer to the right. Doesn't have to be. Okay, that was too far to the right though. Wait, no. Yeah, that's what happens if you just automatically go as you start the level. That's what not to do. Okay, also it's worth talking about momentum. Whenever you stop blowing the bubble, the momentum is basically random. I think it oscillates between certain values, and if you get a really fast value, it can kind of throw you off. Hey, Brenton. Pretty good. Doing a tutorial for this. I'm able to get it now. Okay, that was closer to the middle, but that still works. There's a pretty generous window. So I guess basically just to use, when it's fully extended is when you want to start blowing on the bubble. I guess it's kind of intuitive when to stop blowing for me, but so when would I actually stop? I guess about there's... No, that's too early. So I guess like when you get to about, I guess like when you actually get like to the spike where the middle of the bubble is like on the spike is when you, like the middle bubble is parallel to the spike is when you'd want to start doing it. When you want to stop blowing the bubble and start trying to blow upward. Okay, yeah. I'm just doing a tutorial through this because, like, so maybe we're going to submit this as a race for SGQ, and I want to get, like, and I've found more consistent strats, so I want to just give them. So, okay, this level, basically, you just want to load perfectly diagonally. And I guess just kind of, you might just want to be a little bit careful for it. So it's still at the cycle. Oh yeah, so for this, you just want to blow on that spider, like on the web of the spider to make it fall, then go that way. And I don't think any of the others would work. Okay, this one. There's a cycle you can skip here, but it's actually really hard to do. I still don't really even go forward in runs. Like, okay, that's how you would do it. Actually, no, you would actually want to skip, like, I think you can actually also skip past the other one, like the other obstacle. But yeah, that's what can happen with that. Okay, yeah, I made it there. I guess it's not too bad. Okay, I think you can actually make it past that too if you have enough, if you're going fast enough. Or if you're up enough. Yeah, like that. Okay, that's what an optimal level would be like. So I guess what I generally do, though, is I generally just wait a little bit, then start blowing. Okay, like, that's actually, that's the safer strat there. So, 18, this level is actually deceptively tricky. Like, you can't just start blowing diagonally or that'll happen. Like, it seems really simple, but you actually, before you start blowing diagonally, you wanna blow it a little bit to the right. So here you just need to blow on that whistle to cause the path to open. This is actually what tripped me up for a little while when I first started trying to beat all the levels. Didn't know what to do there. So 20, I still don't really have a good consistent cue for this level. But I guess just when they're... I guess for this you just want to be closer to the top than to the bottom because it's hard to get through the bottom thing. Okay, wait, maybe not in this. Okay, yeah, like that. I guess I'll do it again, just to, like, show it off. Oh, yeah, that's what happens if you blow it too low, actually. That can happen. Whoa. But yeah, so you want to be a bit closer to the top. Okay, that even works. There's a little bit of leeway on this level, but it's still a pretty strict level and a pretty hard one. So 21. Yeah, it's literally possible on any level, even in an easy one. You just gotta watch out for these, for those things that stick out. So for 22, I guess, okay, that's probably the harder path that I'm showing there. Well, what's actually easier is to take the top path here. It's a little easier. It's actually not, I think it's a little easier, but I don't know. Like, it seems like the hitbox for going through the top is a little bit more generous. like the window you have to get through it is a little bit more generous. And I guess, like, I'm blowing diagonally, but you don't necessarily, like, need to do that. It could actually be a little bit harder to do it that way. Okay. Actually, I use diagonals. I don't exactly remember how to do it otherwise. But, yeah, stuff like that can happen. Ugh. Let's beat this level. I'm going next one. So, okay, 23 is pretty tough. There's a cycle here you need to make. Okay, the one thing you don't want to do is, like, go too fast from trying to do it, but... See, yeah, it's actually a pretty tight cycle. It's like, wait, no! Okay, I'll just game over. I wanted to show it off again. So, say, like, I hesitate a little bit here. And then I'm doing it on there. Yeah, you won't make it, so... Okay, I hesitate just a little bit there. So there's a little bit of room for error there, but not too much. So 24, this, like... I guess it's just movement that's mainly hard here. And you can do diagonals for some of those, but it's actually pretty hard to do for this level. Okay, 20... Okay, I'm gonna, like, actually... like, start it from the beginning, because this is kind of a key level. So, there's basically a cycle on this level, like, every 4 cycles it'll toggle 1, 2, 3, 4. You basically need to use the bonus bar as a visual cue, and every 4 times it decrements, that'll cause it to turn off or on. So the first cycle is pretty hard to make. Like, you can't really hesitate too much at all. Like, see, I hesitate a little bit. And okay, actually, other than hesitating, I saw any mistakes, but you see, I just hesitate a little bit. And yeah, so basically, to make the first cycle, you basically can't hesitate any. You need to just start directly blowing as you start the level. The second, skipping that cycle though isn't as bad, because like, you have some time to like think about what you're going to do. But generally, just the safe strat is just to like wait every time you pass through one of these, like this. And just not make mistakes like that. Like, I guess, like, no matter how good you are at this game, like, routing, like, no matter how you are, like, just general mistakes with movement will happen. No matter what, pretty much, because, like, that's just how this game is. So 26, like, there are these fans that blow the bubble automatically. So basically, when you start, you just want to blow the bubble directly down when you're going to the second fan. I guess, can you do it like this? You can, well, you can do it like that. That's a little bit faster, but it's more dangerous. And like, you can actually blow it diagonally to the left for the second fan, but I don't know. I don't really find that any easier. Just like do like that. Okay, 27. I don't totally remember how I did this actually. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. Okay, there's basically like a 2-frame window there or a 2-pixel window to make it past that, so I'll try to see if I can find like the cue. Okay, that actually, I thought it was gonna actually die there. Okay, this cue is for if you're like about right there. Okay, so after I'm paused for the last time, like, I guess after the rightmost part of the sprite of the bubble is parallel with the left of the thing that's sticking out is when you want to start blowing diagonally. Let me try that cue some more. Actually. Okay, but... yeah, okay, that seems to work. But, of course, it differs depending on, like, where you are relative to the ground. Okay, that barely worked. I was a bit late there. But yeah, that actually seems to be like a decent audio, like a decent visual cue, but it may not work depending on where you actually are. Okay. There I did it a little, like, slightly earlier than I usually do it because I was a little bit to the... I was close to the ground there. But yeah, that would take it to 32, but I'm going to 28 so I can show that. This level is really hard to do quickly. I'm going to try to get, like... so, like, what you want to do to be... okay, no. So, to be safe, you just want to wait on these, but you have to be careful with how you blow the bubble. And sometimes you need to do like this if you accidentally blow it too much, like there, so you just need to... see, like there, I would need to blow it back. That's generally a strat to save yourself. So, but the safe strat is just to, like, wait on the cycles, but it's... and blow it down and up. You may need to do that too, if you're not blowing it in such a way that you'll be able to make this... like, you won't be in the center of it. You'll need to blow up and down to stop from having any horizontal momentum. But what you can do here is, like, I think you can get it on one cycle. But as you can see, though, it is really hard to actually do. Like, you pretty much can't hesitate at all. No, can I even make this? Yeah, like that. That's how it goes optimally, but that's still not really a strat that I even like that I just try for yet. So it's generally just safer to like wait on all the cycles. I guess you can skip sometimes, like skip some. I guess I generally go for the first cycle here because, like, or no, I don't even have to go for that because, like, you don't have any time to react to that. Okay, whatever, I'll just show that off, I guess. I guess that's good practice. Okay, so here, I guess... so you just want to blow, like, directly up. It's kind of like... this level can be a bit finicky at times, but it's generally pretty consistent. And you may want to, like... let me see how this would actually work. Yeah, that can work, but that actually does seem quite a bit harder. And you also have to worry about, like, blowing it into the wall right there. And it's also hard to, like, actually adjust to having it go from it blowing diagonally to blowing to strike, like, directly to the left. But yeah, just generally, like, what up? And you don't want to be too far to the left either there. Wait, no. I'm trying to show 30 off. So, okay. So 30, there's a cycle at the really very beginning that you need to make, right there. And then this is something similar to 20. You'll just want to be in the middle and blow it to the right. The timing window for that actually isn't that strict. At least it doesn't seem to be. But the cycle for this can be kind of bad, like, considering that, like, you really can't hesitate much at all for that cycle, so if you hesitate a bit, it's generally best to just, like, wait for a cycle there. See if you can, like, actually... okay, you can actually, like, skip, like, go through two on that cycle, but still, You may not want to do that. And also if you don't want to like do the last part, you can just do like this. It's a decent amount slower though, so yeah. Okay, this is a level that I need to show off. So at the beginning you just want to blow straight to the right, so because there's a later cycle, but if you just blow the right, you'll make it all the time. Wait, how did I... Okay, I need to remember how I did this. So basically you want to take advantage of the bubble hitboxes here. So you want to blow it like... Okay, that's like too far down. But you want to blow like a little bit lower than you would naturally think when you look at the hitboxes. Like, you want to blow like so that the rightmost part will actually be... or the bottommost part of the bubble will actually be touching the spike at its full height. Not too much, but just a little bit. Like that. And then you want to do this like... And then you want to do the same thing for the spike at the bottom right, or the middle right. So I guess like good visual cue, like something like that for that one, and like something like actually will that even work? Okay, no, that doesn't work. But wait, am I out of credits actually? If I am, I'm gonna have to actually. So yeah, like that. So yeah, you can do like that. So. Okay, do I have 4 more credits? I want to get like a full video of that. But yeah, just like that. That's like by far the fastest and the easiest strat to do, in my opinion. Okay, I'll just do it one more time to show that it's like, just make sure I can still do it. But yeah, you actually have like a decent pixel window to make those. So that's the best strat. This level is actually pretty tricky. Like, I'd actually say it's harder than 31 right now. So you have to do it like in a very specific way. Okay, that's probably, that worked, but that's really not the most optimal. Like, you want to probably be in the middle of this. Yeah, like there. That gives you the, like, best window to make it. Ooh. Look at this. I want to see if, like, being in the middle is best for this, too. And yeah, this is definitely one of those courses where you like blow the ball back and forth to make it easier. Okay, no, for that second one, it doesn't seem like it's the best to be in the middle. Okay. Okay, that was a little bit actually lower than you'd want to be, I think. Yeah. So you just want to be slightly there, I think. Okay, yeah, that... Where I was there actually gives you a decent window to make it. So here... I guess there's not much to this level. It's basically just movement. Second cycle is a little bit hard to make, but... Or, I don't know, it's not really too hard, I guess. So 34. Like, I guess, like, the general intended strat is to... Okay... to do like this, but honestly that's like a lot harder than like what's like the general strat is. Like generally you just want to do like that. That's actually a little bit I think that's actually a little bit higher than I would like to be generally. Like that would almost cause me to die. So you kind of want to watch, like, you don't want to be too high. You kind of want to be like to the point where it looks like you would die, like something like that. I guess would be the most optimal height. Like, but you want to be kind of careful here. So like that. Okay, I want to do one where I don't hesitate any. Okay, yeah, so just be like point where the lower, like where the lower part of the sprite bubble is touching like the spike part of the ground there. And this just movement. Okay. So yeah, that's my tutorial of Bubble Ghost.